watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And happening now, Montgomery County officials are holding a press conference about last night's tornadoes. Let's take a listen.
Educated by our technical rescue team in Montgomery County Fire Rescue. The other homes, there was an assisted rescue, but the other homes, I think, were much less severely damaged, and little assistance was needed there. We had about a peak. We had about 1,000 power outages across the county. We're down to a couple hundred at this point, and those will come back online. As you can probably hear in the background, there are a number of crews out this morning doing work, removing trees from roadways and from power lines as well. So that work will continue. Last night, during the height of the storm, between about 6 o'clock and about 8:30, the Emergency Communications Center received over 100 calls for service. Those dispatched to 88 different events, 35 of which were definitely storm-related, although others may have been tangentially connected to the storm. We got incredibly lucky in Montgomery County with 2 different tornadoes coming during the peak of rush hour, evening rush hour, and when people are home having dinner in their homes. We were just very fortunate that the damage in Montgomery County was not substantially worse. We had storms tracking all the way across west to east in the county, from Poolsville to Germantown, here in Gaithersburg, and across to the Olney Brookville area, and obviously could have had a substantially greater amount of damage. So the rest of the day today is going to be focused on cleaning up the storm damage, getting roadways, the few roadways that are still closed, open, clearing out wires and trees, and obviously assisting the families whose homes were more severely damaged, making sure they've got a place to go for the next several days, get them settled, and work with the American Red Cross and our Department of Health and Human Services to provide them with the support that they're going to need moving forward. That's all we have this morning, but happy to take any questions.
Dr. Stoddard, was there anybody else other than the 5 injuries from this house, anybody else injured throughout Montgomery County?
So we had a number of personal injury crashes, of which, obviously crashes are some of which are storm related because of, could have been debris in roadways, people making emergency decisions, but none that I'm aware of specifically being obviously transports to the hospital.
Any safety tips, anything people need to know?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you. So safety tips, obviously, if you're cleaning up, be very cautious. I would anticipate we'll see some injuries today from people cleaning up things in their yard. Be safe. If you're going to be up on ladders, removing trees, make sure you do so in a safe manner with a appropriate setup. If you do see still any down wires today, make sure you've called them in first before you go and just assume you can cut them down. We don't want, obviously, people to sustain injuries today during the cleanup, but that is something we are concerned about.
Dr. Stoddard, any idea, I know it's super early, about how much this is going to cost?
Yeah, it is super early because obviously we're still getting out. There were, across the state of Maryland, they're estimated at least probably 15 different tornadoes. That's what National Weather Services, they're going to confirm those today. And so, statewide, I'm not sure whether we'll reach the necessary damage thresholds for any sort of declaration across the country. But it's going to be, depending on the home, it's going to be, it's several $1 million. But we'll have a better number for that later today.
And I know I was one of those that my phone was going off, it was alerting. That system worked for me, and knew to go downstairs into the basement, take cover. After action, you feel like the alert system, the warning system, acted as it should have? Yeah,
we had a lot of people asking questions saying, "Oh, I didn't get tornado warnings where I'm at." Well, actually, they're very geolocated, so we actually connect directly with the National Weather Service. Our Alert Montgomery system interfaces directly with them. We also have the wireless emergency alert system. I was actually in the Kentlands in Gaithersburg last night for a dance event with my daughter, and during that I received a wireless emergency alert while sitting in my car, and immediately moved inside to a store which had an indoor space. And so it worked as far as we can tell. We'll obviously make sure that that's the case for everybody. But it's one of those things where we've planned to prepare. Our Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security is long prepared for these events, and we've actually minimized any human necessity in the process, so that it's a very seamless process that goes quickly without really any need for very minimal mistakes can happen.
Do you know if these alerts, are they supposed to, even if you're asleep, even if, that's always been my biggest fear, that one of these things will happen when in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And are the alerts supposed to go off even if your phone is mode or that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
so the wireless emergency alerts, anyone who's connected to a cell tower, whether you registered or not, this is the national service, much like the Amber Alert system, where it'll give you the pretty loud, obnoxious tone, and that should wake up just about anybody if you receive those. And that's only going to go for a warning, meaning there's an imminent risk of a tornado striking your residence at that time. That's why we have that alert system, and it is quite loud, so I think it'd be very difficult. The only way you would not get those alerts is if you've gone in and deactivated specifically within your phone to turn it off.
All right, well, right there, you just heard a news conference with the Office of Emergency Management in Montgomery County, updating on the tornadoes that hit the Montgomery County area yesterday. He said between about 6 and 8:30, they got 100 calls of service. The rest of today, they're going to be focusing on cleaning up all the damage, helping the families whose homes were severely damaged. And they did give some safety tips as well. They said, be careful of any down power lines. If you see them, don't touch them, call them in. And if you're going on a ladder, be careful as well.
Yeah, let's get right to DC News Now. It's Liberty Zabala, who is live in Gaithersburg. And Liberty, obviously, that press conference, very important. Some good information that we got. One of the things that I thought was so critical, he said they got really lucky that they didn't have any severe injuries from the impact of, I think he said about 15 tornadoes believed to be confirmed from the National Weather Service.
Such a scary situation, Corey, and that's the sentiment that many neighbors are feeling, waking up to so much destruction in their neighborhood. Many of them waking up to downed branches and trees in their yards and in their roadways. And you can see this home behind me where this tree collapsed into the driveway here and blocking the homeowner's car now. And I'm here with one neighbor, Mickey Simpson, who said her yard looked like a war zone. Mickey, how are you holding up?
We're good, we're good. We have power. We're right up there, so we got lucky, but this house didn't.
Absolutely. Many people are feeling grateful that they're okay. We're grateful you're okay.
Thank you.
Do you know the neighbor who lives here?
No, I don't.
What have you been hearing from other neighbors?
Nothing. I just came out this morning to check it out.
And when those tornadoes went through, what was it like for you and your family?
We grabbed Darby and we ran to the basement. So.
Did you hear wild winds?
Yes,
How was
crazy
it?
Crazy winds, and you could hear the rain going. It was just, and it got really dark. It was just nuts, really scary.
That must have been so frightening for you and your family. What warning did you have when this was going
through? Our phone went off, the TV went off, everything went off. So the phone, both of our phones like yelled. So that was like instant go downstairs.
And describe some of the destruction that you woke up to.
We're right up there. We have the same thing, debris everywhere. Our backyard, you can't even see half of the grass. It's covered so much. So.
That's crazy. And we're looking, there's a tree on a power line here. Did any trees collapse into your home?
No, but you could hear when this hit the power line. I mean, it was a big boom, and you knew that they had lost power.
Is that what caused power to go out in your home?
Mine didn't go out. Okay. We're right there. Ours didn't go out, but this street did. I know, it's really weird.
That's so scary. And just waking up to now having to clean up. What does recovery and rebuilding look like for you?
Yeah, recover. A lot of cleanup. Just a lot of cleanup.
All right. Well,
thank you.
We're thankful that you're okay and your doggy here too. Well, as you heard from Mickey, many people are just grateful that this wasn't much worse. They are waking up to extensive damage, but again, they are going to work to clean up and recover. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Hey, Liberty, I have a quick question. I don't know if Mickey can answer this for us, but I know oftentimes with those tornadoes, people say they hear kind of like the sound of a freight train coming. Did she by chance hear any of that?
Absolutely, Corey. And Mickey, so Corey, our anchor, is asking, many people describe the sound of a tornado as the sound of a freight train. Is that what you would liken it to, or how did it sound to you?
It didn't sound like that. It just sounded like heavy rain. And we, like I said, we were downstairs, so we didn't hear it.
Okay.
The sky got dark, and you could see it, just the twirls in the sky. So.
Such an eerie sight.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Mickey. Thank you. Yes, again, people are just describing that eerie sight of the tornado, Corey. A very rare event to happen in this neighborhood, I'm sure, but hopefully people can get back on their feet. Corey, back to you.
All right, Liberty, thank you. And Jackie, that really just kind of shows that just how, careful people have to be and how aware they have to be, because those tornadoes, they can sneak up on you without any warning sound.
Right. I mean, you could have that tornado warning. That means take imminent action, make sure that you know exactly where to go. So this is, again, a very interesting and Liberty just said, very rare event too, especially working its way across Montgomery County from Leesburg over in Loudoun County, then worked its way right across Montgomery County yesterday evening. And yes, we saw that path of destruction there in Gaithersburg, Maryland, left behind from that particular tornado. It will be interesting to hear from the National Weather Service just how strong that tornado was that ripped through there. So we'll wait to hear from their survey that they will do later on today. Out there right now, tracking those dry conditions. So as people are waking up, assessing their damage this morning, just a little bit after sunrise, we're seeing that sunlight, brightening up and showing you what the damage is. We're going to be watching a few showers that will be moving their way through. So yes, just stay weather aware through the day today, again, because we could see also some more thunderstorms. Some of those could be on the stronger side later on this afternoon. So I'm thinking between 3 and 4 p.m. Again, mainly south of D.C. is when we could see a few more of those thunderstorms popping up. I don't think it's going to be quite as severe as yesterday, but some of these could be on the stronger side. But we'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. And right now, we are keeping tabs on this extreme weather and the recovery efforts going on across the DMV. Be sure to visit us online at dcnewsnow.com for coverage around the clock. We will be right back right after.